Hello everyone, this is going to be my review on Ghostbusters Afterlife. I saw it last night and I'm going to talk about the many good things about the film and the very few things that I would say take away from the film. The story is a single mum that's got two kids, about 12 and 13 years old is the daughter, and the boy is probably about 15 to 18. She's hard on her luck. Their father isn't around at all. She can't hold down a job. She's not very good with money. But her father dies, her estranged father, who she had no real relationship with. He's left her this big house, which is a sort of haunted house, which you see, the film opens with an action sequence set at this haunted house, so you see that right at the start, and you see her inherit it, and then it's about her and her two kids move into this new town, which is somewhere in America, the USA, like a dusty, desolate somewhat town where there's not much going on, lots of crops and open road, that sort of thing, like a village, but American style. For anyone that's listening in the UK, you'll know what I mean, and I imagine that's everyone that's listening, if anyone. But yeah, so they go there, and basically the film is you follow them and their individual love stories while there are earthquakes going on and ghosts, a la Ghostbusters, are reawakening and terrorising somewhat this town and maybe the world writ large if things were to go really Pete Tong. And that's what the film's about. So that's what the film's about. This film, when I was talking to one of my brothers about it, and he wasn't aware of this, so to let you know, this film is a sequel to the original, and I suppose the second Ghostbusters, with the original cast. And there's a lot of callbacks to that. If you're a fan of those films, I think you'll like this film. It's very respectful. It pays homage. There's some major tie-ins, and definite callbacks and that sort of thing. And maybe I'll get onto that in a minute with regard to the audience who I saw the film with. But yeah, so there's callbacks to that. Like, this is like the tiniest spoiler, and I think you see it in the advert anyway. But the girl watches a YouTube clip of footage from the original film, but so that film is very much a part of this universe. However, the Melissa McCarthy one, they act like that never existed. I know I was no great lover of that film. I only watched about 15 minutes of it. I couldn't really get behind it. But I've never seen the originals. So if you haven't seen the originals, I think the first one came out in '84 maybe. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I feel like if I had seen that, there'd have been a few things that I'd have understood a little bit more about this film. So that tells you how much they're sort of linked. But regardless, what I will say about this film is I think it's good. I went in with low expectations, but the action scenes are good, and there's quite a lot of action in the trailers. And because I go to the cinema so often now, I see a lot of trailers, and I've seen this trailer. But there are other action set pieces, and they're only tiny moments in the action sequences that they show in the trailer. So that was good. The performances are all really good. Paul Rudd's in this. Yeah, good film. He and the mother spend a lot of screen time, have a lot of screen time together. My favourite character, the actor, and I feel bad that I don't know his name. I don't really know the names of anyone in this, to be honest, or the director, though I think everyone put in a good performance. But the person who I thought was best in this is a young lad, Asian American actor, who's befriends the girl, the daughter, and the daughter is like a real science genius. She's a little bit of an outcast, and he and her strike up a really sweet friendship. But he's funny. His name's Podcast, and he's just constantly trying to podcast, and he has some great lines. His performance reminded me of Data in Goonies, and that same actor, his performance in Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones. So he's really good in it. He's funny. Paul Rudd's good in it. The boy is apparently in Stranger Things, but I've never seen that. But he's got curly hair. He kind of reminded me a little bit of Tim Chalamet, to be honest. He's got that like skinny white kid, curly hair, a bit socially awkward as well. There's him, and he has like he strikes up his sort of love interest, if you could say that. Well, it is an actress who was good. I've never seen her in anything, and they have like a sort of Peter Parker, Mary Jane in the new Spider-Man films going on, like Zendaya and Tom Holland, like somewhat that same dynamic going on. But so that was good. There's some definite imaginative leaps of faith you have to take, which just don't make sense. But I mean, it's a Ghostbusters film. There is ghost busting in it. Never heard of the director before, but I'd be curious to know what else he's done, and I would definitely see another film, because like I say, I thought the comedy was good, and yeah, I thought overall good film. I'd recommend it. Much better than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be okay, but no, I thought it was good. And just finally, the audience was made up of families, like kids from probably about 10 to 15 with their parents. And then there was an older crowd. The people sitting next to me was a couple probably in their 40s maybe, man and wife, and I presume she was his wife, but this man and woman, and she was like cuddling him, and every time there was like a callback to the original, they were loving it, and which was really nice. So they liked it. So, and like I say, the kids, I could hear, because the sort of main character is the girl, really, if anyone, and I could hear a few kids being like yes, with her sort of like power moments, which was quite sweet. So yeah, good film, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Watch it if you want. Let me know how it goes. If you've liked the video, like and subscribe. I need to remember to say that at the start. But yeah, thanks for listening. And this Friday, House of Gucci is coming out, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. Lady Gaga's accent sounds ropey from the trailers I've seen, but it looks super stylish, and it's got some great actors in it. And I'm sure she's going to be great in it as well, to be honest. But yeah, have a great weekend, everyone, and cheers for listening.